for the Lal Vaaks, and let's see. So I have number 10. Does anybody have anything before me? I guess not. So I'll start that. Navad Boris Atgand Dolgom Dih Card Holgom Hek Kya Ho Gwarasund Vanun. Okay, I'm going to do the translation, right? The first line translation. Nabad Boris Atgand Dolgom. The slings of my candy load went loose and my spinal column bent under its impact. The spinal column is Dih Card Holgom Hek Keho. Gorasund Vanun Ravun Tyolpyom. So it's almost unbearable to carry it now. The word of my guru is equally painful. Pehle rost khyolgom hek keho. As the loss of the world, now I am like a shepherdless flock. Ah, me. So basically, she says here that the materialistic things in the world have burdened me and it has broken my back. And by candy, she means all the sweet things like that you think and you're attracted to. So basically, has become a burden on me, and the word of my guru is equally painful as the loss of the world. So she basically is saying I'm losing myself in these materialistic things, and if my guru leaves me, it will be very painful, because then I would be like a shepherdless flock and I would lose my way to get to the eternal truth, basically. So that's what it is. I think, again, being consistent with the theme that we have had with Lal Ded. So okay, that was 10. Anybody else after 10? I did 10 because we had missed that in between. But is 16? Anybody before 16? No, then it is me. Then I have to do it. 16 is Indri Ayas Chandrigaran. I took to searching for the mystic moon Garan Ayas he and he, by awakening my Kundalini, and then went for searching similar divinities outside. Tsehi Naran, Tsehi Naran, Tsehi Narayan, Yim Kam Vi. I got it all, and to my surprise, experienced the whole world saturated with the Supreme Lord Narayan. On looking at the strange sport of his diversity, my head took a spin. So apparently she used to practice Kundalini, and she speaks about that. She speaks about how she felt after, like basically her experience after her Kundalini was awakened, and how she saw the ultimate truth and saw Narayan, and that she was basically awestruck. Okay, so this was my bit. I've been talking for like 2 hours, I feel like. Okay, so we have, losing track of where we are. 17?
17, yeah, 17 and 18.
Okay, go for it.
So didn't get 17 and 18 in
Ailala.
but yeah, but thanks to Rajendraji, got another version of Lal Vaakh. And that was 100. I posted a screenshot of that. Also, when I read this, I realized that these two actually have some Persian words. And I remember reading in the introduction that why some of the purists consider the Vaaks containing Persian words as not her Vaaks, but something that was who was the one Nand Rishi, right? Yeah. So someone, I mean, his Nand Rishi himself or his disciples were sort of improvised and said something. So probably that's one of the reasons why I didn't have it. But I'll read it out. Um, Gopilo hak kadam tul, Vinchui sulta sando niyar, Parkyar Parkar pad parvazutul, Vinchui sulta sando niyar. Sorry. Okay. Which says hak kadam tul, meaning lift your foot quickly. Vinchui sulta chando niyad. It's early, so now it's dawn. So seek your friend or seek the Shiva that's inside of you. Parkar Ped Parvaz Tul. Parvaz, like Persian bit, right? So get yourself some wings and lift or rise above the materialistic world or the illusory world. Vinshri Sulta Chandonyar. Still it's dawn. You still have time to look for Shiva inside of you. That's 17. And related to that is 100 also, which again was not part of the Jawaharlal Bhatt version. Daman basti dito dam. Tithei yit daman khar. So it typical to Lal Vaakh, it uses metaphors, right, of real life people or the life that was in Kashmir, like the boats and farmers, etc. So this one is more to do with a blacksmith who uses this cylindrical sort of a thing to, sorry, oh, okay, who uses this cylindrical thing to blow air and get fire in the coal so that the metal melts. A very typical blacksmith and alchemist version of alchemist metaphor. So it says, give thou breath to the bellows, even as doth the blacksmith. So, like the blacksmith does. What is the blacksmith ultimately trying to do? By those breaths, and those breaths is also pran, which is defined in the yogic sciences, right? You are breath, and you control your breath, and you activate your different chakras, and the highest one being Sahasra chakra, etc. That's the reference that is being given. Shestra son gatsi hasil Vinchui sulta chandoniyar. So when you control that breath, pran, in the yogic way, you will turn into gold. So the blacksmith is also trying, like a blacksmith blows wind into the coal and melts the metal, turns it into gold or carves it out. That's the same way, same effort, persistence that you have to do to your control your breathing as well. Then eventually you'll hit gold, which is the smaller S self becomes the high capital S self.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I may not be getting the whole essence, but at least I've picked up the words which I know how to be used.
Yeah, no, I think it's very important to translate in that way, because to put it in that way so that,
Because I think I searched for this so much, and I'm like, I should have just put it on the group, and Ashwinji gave it like in 10 months. I'm like, why didn't I do that? I was searching all around. So that's me, like searching randomly around stuff, and it was all around in the group.
Yeah. We need a Vaakh for it now.
It's in the common ether.
I'm not good with Vaaks. Yeah.
You didn't have to look for your friends. Your friends were sharing with you on the group.
Yeah.
I mean, the Vaakh says go look for you have time, go look for your friend.
Exactly.
But yeah, I love the Vaaks that have this like imagery built into them. There are many of them, but I love them a lot more than the ones which are a little more abstract in nature.
Yeah. Because I think she made them this way, which is what the author also said, to make it more practical for the people living. Like she knew कि इनका बस का तो है नहीं, तो might as well give them some easy to digest content, and which is why a lot of it is on the way life was lived in Kashmir in her time. Yeah.
Also, Army Pine is others, that is also like towing the boat and that metaphor.
Yeah.
Okay, so 18, 19.
I think that was 18 done, right?
Yeah.
Done. I have 25 and 26.
You have gone way forward. Where is us?
I just looked at what number was the last one taken, and I went one or two above that.
Am I
So,
20? Is there something
Nine,
before me?
nine, Mira ji ched 19 to 20. It's showing it.
Mhm.
I'm showing under payments. 1. Mira is 1920. Unmute.
I think she's.
Hi.
Amrita, are you able to unmute her?
No, that's like a privacy thing. My mic is not working. No, it's just saying that you're muted.
Yeah, she was just.
How about you go out and come back in? Okay, meanwhile, Vinita ji, you can start 21, 22.
Okay. Raza Hansa sit saptyo koloi kustam choloi kyathan het Gratagav bant gratun hot golli gratavol choloi full het. The literal meaning is like, weren't you a chirping royal swan? Who stole something from you or within you? Why did you suddenly turn dumb? Stifled, the grinding mill within you came to a halt, and the mill owner carried away the grains. But then the deeper meaning of it is like the swan is also considered to be a symbol of Paramahamsa, or a god in the human form. So having all the human qualities and god-like awareness. So it seems Lala has seen something that has stuck Lala dumb. I guess she must have seen the divine presence. Lala has seen but cannot describe what she has seen. Has she had a glimpse of Vishwarupa, the cosmic form, the indescribable splendor and awe, so that she who was vocal till now cannot speak? So that was the gist of it. But that part where the stifled mill, that I couldn't figure out what the meaning of that was. That was I was going to ask you guys. Do you think there is something more to it, or?
Homework चाहिँ join. Ask क्या चाहिँ पूछा?
I mean, what is the mill owner stealing away? I mean, the first part made complete sense. Raza Hansa Ursit Sabdyo Koloi Kustam Soloi Kyathan Het. So that part completely makes sense of all that she saw the divine. That's why she's become suddenly dumb from a very vocal person. So Gratagav Bant Gratu Golui Gratavol Soloi full hat.
My instinctive imagination kind of tells me that maybe she sees herself as the mill. Like, literally the thought comes, you're in the daily grind, right? You're crushing something, it's your day-to-day menial task for the day, and it's you've stopped doing it because your mind is at a different plane, I guess, and so you've stopped paying attention to the day-to-day for that moment, and the grain is gone. Like, you haven't even realized that there's more grain to be put, and next maybe set of batch of grain to be crushed. I mean, that's just my immediate reaction.
Yeah, my reaction to this is that when she's talking about this being choked with grain, she's talking about, again, as everybody else said, that it's like your daily, you've gotten so used to your daily things that you're totally associated with them, and you've forgotten the essential grain, meaning your essential true nature. You've completely lost track of it. It's gone away from you, and you've completely forgotten who you really are. I think that's what she's trying to say. Leaving you helpless, meaning the fact that you don't realize your true self, which is pure consciousness, which is just a sakshi looking at the whole world as it's appearing. You've always been existing. You've never died. You've never been born. And you're nothing in this world really affects you. You're just a witness to everything. But you keep forgetting that because you get so caught up into this drama that you've taken this drama as your real life, as your true self. I think that's what she's trying to say.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then the second one is also about
in Shyam Misri's book, it says, thus Lal Vaakh explains, when the end of life comes, the soul departs along with the accumulated fruit of action, that is your karma, and is drawn to such a state which is suitable to it. So when the millstone stopped, the grain channel was choked with grain, and the miller running away with the grains unnoticed. So that's what she explained.
Wow.
Can you repeat it again, Meeraji?
So she had a glimpse of Vishwarupa, the cosmic form, its indescribable splendor and awe, so that she, who was vocal till now, cannot speak. That something has taken away her powers of speech. Someone, it seems, has run off with something of dying. When the millstone stopped, the grain channel was choked with grain. So, gratte use asan was na. Gratte is pihan like we have used gratte. I don't know. Oat is the gratte is karan, and then it used to choke. It used to stop. So फिर क्या करना होता था, वो ग्रट को उठाना पड़ता था और फिर उसको घुमा के then used to start it again, all over again. So as a grit would choke.
Okay.
So when the millstone stopped, the grain channel was choked with grain. So जो जहाँ से आटा का वो डालते थे, वो शायद talking about that thing has choked with grain, and the miller is running away with the grains unnoticed. Thus Lal Vaakh explains, when the end of life comes, the soul departs along with the accumulated fruit of action, that is karma, and is drawn to such a state which is suitable to it. It's like amateurs reading Gita. This is what it is.
No, basically means such pat temis pat tim phil asan pat matlab they get. So basically whatever you have accumulated, when you get stuck, basically when you die, you are taking what you have sown, basically.
What you have so far, exactly. That's what you're taking. What you have. So whatever.
I love this again.
That is it. That is it. That's your karma that you're taking. You can't do anything after. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yes. Then when we die, then it's all like we take what we have, basically.
What we have.
It can them yum oat core them phil gaya suit. Basically they are not gaya suit, but basically they followed him. Chuna?
I'm just reading Gita. We don't know. We're just making sense of it. I'm yes.
नहीं, जब तक मीरा जी ने नहीं समझाया ना, मेरे को समझ ही नहीं आ रहा था ये ग्रट कैसे चलता है.
Grat you put in between your legs, and then you put, it has a hole on top. You put rice or whatever you want to you put on top of it. Achasan manskin goes. So when you do this, you keep on doing this, and at some point it gets stuck. Then you have to lift it and you have to move it again.
तो फिर वो अच्छे से स्प्रेड करना होता है ताकि वो जैसे कभी कभी वो हमारा मिक्सी बंद नहीं होता है तो व्हाट डू यू डू विद स्पून यू मूव इट लाइक दैट्स व्हाट यू यूज्ड टू डू विद ग्रेट
अच्छा पत क्या गो नेक्स्ट लू इन मीन्स क्या गो ये सु ग्रेट बंद गो पत क्या गो
ग्रेटे का बांध तो मकलियो इंसान मकलियो युता कर मोसुस की हदरा
मगर पत दोपन कि फोल छु प्यावान मतलब व्हाट इज दैट नेक्स्ट
ग्रेटे वोल गाव सु क्या ग्रेटे वोल सोलुई फल फोल hat
so a version which with the same one that Rajendra had shared, right? It says the swan is the fable to have a very melodious voice, and that's Lala. Okay, so she's calling herself the swan, whose voice was once like that of a swan and now become dumb. So why has the swan become dumb? Is because she's seen the Vishwarupam, and then the comparison with the millstone is that when it stops revolving, it's because that channel like thing which Miraji was saying gets choked. So formerly she used to preach a lot, but now that she has seen God, she is silent. And God is the miller apparently, who turns the mill of worldly experience in order to grind out the grain of the chastened soul. So what emerges out of the grinding is the soul, and when you meet God or see God eventually, He has finished His work.
It
right?
gets
So
stuck.
the mill stops.
I like it.
It's still the channel is blocked by the husks, and the miller, which is God, has taken himself to the grain. So like whatever comes out, that the chastened soul or whatever version of the soul probably, and if you compare this with the rebirth cycle, I think whatever comes out decides if you're going to be born again, go through this process, or if that's the end of your
Chucky piecing
birth
and piecing
cycle.
and piecing. It should
Yeah.
surely on that.
But he also says it must be understood that this is entirely our own attempted interpretation and has no Kashmiri authority. Typical too.
Suntak. Sunuk.
So be the husk, be the pull. What's that? Yeah, pull. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense now because I could not, combine the two and I couldn't find it anywhere. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So the second one is again about Gratai only. Gratai zare zare okui zane gratuk chal. Gratachu pheran zaibul neran guwati pane gratabal. So it's saying that the grinding mill runs slowly and steadily, and the propeller makes the pivot move at a given pace. Only the slow speed, only the slow speed of the mill grinds the floor fine. It has to have a slow and steady pace, then only you will get that fine grain. And nothing to worry about. The supply of wheat will improve as the reputation establishes. But I guess it is just saying that as you practice more, that is what I perceived, like the way you just basically get yourself to the higher level, and it takes time and patience and it needs steadiness, and that's when you become more fine and refined as time goes on, and as time goes on you will get better at it. That I think that's why she's comparing to the grinding of the wheat.
That is what comparing it to, I think meditation को compare करती है. That's what I interpret. I think she's just saying better, and you're going to get better and better because कोई भी grut को नहीं चला सकता. Grut needed it needed experience. You cannot just.
And it has to be run slowly and steadily. That means slowly. That's what you need to do.
I think to reach to that level.
Right. But doesn't Thal trick?
Thal is illusion, right? Thal Purnam.
Chal.
Illusion, okay.
Chal.
Because I thought, okay, yeah.
So in the Ailala book, it says the millstone guards its secret. So I think Thal here is like a secret to be interpreted.
And sometimes the grain goes close to the grind. Sometimes it goes, the wheel grinds close to the grain. Sometimes the grain rolls closer to the wheel. So that means, we keep vacillating back and forth between do we know enough or do we not know enough? Right? I think the inner turmoil we have within ourselves, and that's why she's saying that you have to be steady and slow and steady will, and with time and patience, right? You will achieve it, I guess.
So, you know, I was once, I mean, my frustration levels are down a lot now, but maybe a couple of years back, I was like, ऐसा मतलब वो तेल देने की भी जरूरत नहीं थी. I would just be like something on fire always. So this very learned gentleman came to me, and like instant connection, and we just started talking, and I asked him, you know, why, like, even I am tired of why am I so frustrated or short tempered, etc. So he told me one thing, and which is what I connected with when you were saying this, is the seeker initially remains frustrated. Why? Because you put X amount of effort, and you get 1/100th of that as an outcome. Okay, and you'll see that, you know, you're not moving, you're confused, you'll try 10 different things, read 10 different things, it'll not make sense, something will say the other. He says, but there comes like a tipping point sorts where if you put X effort, you'll get 10x the outcome. But you got to reach that tipping point. Until then, just kind of move on with your whatever it is that you're doing. The thing is to not stop, is to progress, and you'll see that. And I keep on getting reminded of that by a lot of the works that I read, right? Like there was this one that said the door was closed, but I kept on persisting. The one we did last week. This one as well, right? Zara zara, dhire dhire, dhire dhire. Don't rush into reading everything. So I constantly get reminded of that one thing as well.
Did you see that Lal Vaakh, the one that Rajendra ji shared, is also on archive.org, and so is Our Moon Has Blood Clots, and so is so is everything else.
Yeah, and the other one as well.
Everything. So I don't know. It's great. It's not fair, I would say.
It's not fair. Sorry.
For the authors or those who.
I know, right.
He's like, what?
Yeah, but I mean, just imagine how many people would actually be downloading this.
Very few, yeah.
Yeah, if I hadn't joined this group, I wouldn't even know except one or two, which I hear, like the one, you know, that also I know because my brother-in-law Rakesh always sings it with mere pyare watan tujh pe dil qurban, and then he starts the Lal Vaakh. And then every Kashmiri at every party has to start crying.
Who Rakesh? Who is Rakesh Kaul?
New Jersey.
Rakesh Kaul is my brother-in-law.
Oh,
New Jersey में जो रहते हैं.
हाँ. So जब भी वो गाता है बस रोना धोना फिर शुरू हो जाता है.
He starts his songs with Lal Vaakh.
Yes, he does. अभी बड़ा खुश हो गया वो सुन के, कहता है good, finally you joined the rest of us. कहता है पूछूं तुझसे कुछ, मैंने कहा पूछ मत कुछ, बस मैंने इतना कहा कि we have started reading it. I can't go into a discussion with you. Give me some time.
Brother-in-law का मतलब क्या? How are you related?
अरुण की ममेरी बहन is Neetu, so he's married to Neetu. Neetu is Arun's first cousin, so.
Draya Zan. Paku Broom.
हर कल से कर्सर से कंजाई जान मेरा नहीं. हम लोग को आपस में शादी करो.
Aşı Panven Sari related suçu 100%. When she said harnage there, like we have to sit one day and figure it out. Meera ji, go for it.
I talked to him yesterday because I wanted to invite him for Kashmiri Shivratri function here because nobody can sing Kashmiri songs like him. So I was like, if you can, please come.
Oh, he's very good.
Yeah, he's very good because he starts with Vaakh and then.
We should call him one day to do Lal Vaakh for us also.
I know, he's so good. He remembers them by heart.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
I might YouTube videos where they are singing Lal Vaakh, but it just doesn't cut it for me.
So because they're not they don't have rhythmic, they're poetry, they're not songs. Writing song is a different art. So even when Aarti ji, and if you want we can have her over, but she actually sang Vaakh just for the KOA's commemoration event. So you know, so
I think for me, I think it's also like I don't like the refined Kashmiri songs. I like just my chakkar chal rahi or piche it's like chaos. I like that's moving for me. Suddenly someone will come with a cover song and only lyrical, and I don't want lyrical in Kashmiri chakkar. I want the whole jing bang.
right. So Lal Vaakhs are actually like the way anybody would sing are like drawn out songs. Okay, Meera ji, let's go. Shangun chinache.
Michu kunut michu shangun what raniye arsun sakar. Old lady, that's what it's written. Old lady, get up and prepare for the worship. Athil al pal vakur hep. Bearing offerings in your hands, wine, flesh, and bread. Yadvai zanak parampad akshar. If you know the suitable passwords to get entry there. Kishi khosh khover kyat. So it will make no difference how you worship in the left-handed way or otherwise. So basically, I think what she means is that it doesn't matter. You just have to give it your all. That's what I understood. I'm not sure that if you know how to do it, then it won't matter how you do it. Right?
I think this has the roots in the tantric philosophy of Kashmiri Shaivism, because wine, meat, these things are not offered traditionally, but they're offered in the non-traditional way of approaching the divine in that sense. And yeah, jo apne left-handed path bola, that very clearly refers to like the tantric way of life.
Meera ji,
Also
wana
left-hand path. Like right-hand path is the traditional path, which is what we all are very well, much more acquainted with, right? You go towards vegetarian food, or you go towards the divine with using prayer, using sattvic and that stuff. And the other way also, according to Shaivism, can lead to God. That's what she's saying. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter how you go. You just have to reach there. That's what she means.
You have to
even if you have to take the other path, you still go there, right?
If you know the password, which I guess is like some sort of common.
If you know how to do it.
There was a caveat mentioned that like it shouldn't mean that. And that's what with Herat as well. I know some people have they offer meat to Bhairav and
meat
then
they get Rath and Rath is Travan.
But the thing is that it needs to be done, that the password is like anybody and everyone can't do it. Or we feel that the meat that is there to offer the Bhairavas is for our consumption, and the salam, though, whatever we do, that I'm just sharing what some different school of thoughts around how we celebrate here and talk about it. So Tantric Vidya, wherever I read about it, always comes with the caveat that, do it cautiously, do it with someone who's knowledgeable, someone who's done it, because it could really affect you. I mean, it could be detrimental also the other way. So probably that's why the majority follow the traditional way and not the tantric way.
Yeah, I have heard that people used to get blood and they used to offer it to God.
Because we're better version.
So you have to do that.
Are you reading the 20th or the 19th?
19th.
Because 20th also talks about Tantra.
Yeah, but 20th should thoda different. Maruk Pans Booth. Maruk Mar Booth Kam Maruk Mar Booth Kam Krodh Lo. Natkan Barit Mar Nahi Pang.
Na, ye chuna.
Yo ye chu? Ani
20 is Moirit. One but temple.
Phal hande. Phal hande. Ye bozin se galat karan.
20.
मिठी व्याखी पर्वत कुछ
आज भी पार
हुई वन कुछ नंबर पर पार हुई
नंबर
तो छे ना 4-5 किताबें ब्रोकन तवे छु कंफ्यूज
ना एम ओ दोपन ये हज
ज्यादा होय अच्छा ज्यादा पर्पस से ये होई ना
Mine use kormuchi sui par.
which 5 किताब ब्रोकन
Şu over education vananat.
अच्छा बपरे ये असु Maruk tami chim ikvate hutman because ichna emsting ziz ikvate yim
İçuni ikvata isso galat paran.
No, the reason 1920 jo hai it has similar meaning, that's why he put it together.
Okay, that's why that tantra,
right? But I read something else. Before Maruk mare boot काम क्रोध लो नत कान बरित मारने पान मने ख्यान दिख सुविचार शम. Oh, sorry, I have to read a line in there. Maruk mare boot काम क्रोध लो. Just overpower the worst human emotions. Lust, anger, and greed. The murderous demons, or they will shoot and kill you for sure. Mane khan dik suvai tarsham. Vishay tihund kya kyut dorzan. You cannot kill them ordinarily. Feed them on self-restraint and pure thought, so as to get starved for their logical food and die a natural death. कितना अच्छा वाक है. It's such a beautiful वाक. मतलब वो काम क्रोध लोभ हमने बहुत पढ़ा, काम क्रोध लोभ. But she says that how do you do it? How would you do it? It's only with pure thought and self-restraint. If you practice these two things, they will never come close to you. Otherwise, if they come close to you, they're going to kill you for sure. I love this one.
Self-restraint be kya?
Pure thought. मतलब pure thinking है basically.
अच्छा, pure thought. I was thinking like only thought, like purely only thought. No.
Pure मतलब
शुद्ध विचार.
शुद्ध विचार, exactly, शुद्ध विचार.
लाइन चीज़ next time 20 करूँ.
Next time 20 में क्या तुल एम तो मैं पोट पूछता है. ट्रेन किताब
सुनता स्टा. अच्छा, okay, अभी विनीता जी.
You are a 5 kitab holder.
Nah, I like that. It's nice. Okay. Next is 21.
नहीं 21 was done.
I did mine yaar, mera ho gaya.
Yeah, 21.
Okay, remember she was
Right. 21, 22 and 23 chuvain. Kem sun chu.
23 shame, I think that's mine. 23 and 24.
Okay.
अच्छा 23 छ क्या कर पांसन दहन त कहन व्याक्षण यत लेज करत यम गए सारे समहन यत रैज लमहन अत कैज राव्य kahan gaap. So she's saying basically kya kar pansan dahan ta kahan. What will I do with these 5, 10 and 11? So here she's referring to the 5 that she's talking about. This is connected with both Kashmiri Shaivism, also connected with I think Samkhya philosophy. So the 5 things that she's talking about are the 5 elements, 5 bhutas. You know, and then the 10 also she's also I think talking about the 5 senses, you know, and then the 10 indriyas, and there in the Kashmiri Shaivist philosophy there's 5 gyan indriyas and 5 karma indriyas. So the gyan indriyas are basically this, you know, the ears, skin, eyes, tongue and nose. And the 5 karma indriyas are your voice, hands, feet, and you know, genitals and anus as well. So these are considered the things which you do action. And the 11th, which she talks about, is the mind, which is controlling all of this. So basically she's saying that kya kar pansant dhant kahan, and then she says vakshan yat lesje kayat yam gay, meaning that all these 11 things basically scraped the pot and went away, right? So the pot being the human body, me, and they have kind of been frittered away, And what she's saying is, had they all been held together, they would have been able to pull the rope, and we wouldn't have lost the cow that had gone astray. So I think here again, this whole thing is very, very similar to the Kathopanishad. It has this symbol of a chariot with 5 horses. It's a very, very beautiful metaphor that's used in the Kathopanishad. So the Kathopanishad has the image of the Atman, who's the traveler in this rath, in this chariot, and this chariot is running, in samsara, and then there's these 5 horses, which are the senses, the 5 senses, and the rein, which is holding these senses together, is the mind, and the charioteer who's holding the reins is the intellect, and the senses, the horses. If you let the senses, if you let the reins loose, the senses will just go to whatever they feel like doing. So they go all over. They go after raga and dvesha. Basically, they run after things that they like. They avoid things that they hate, and they just go in all different directions. And you're not going in your rath is unable to move properly and gets destroyed literally. So basically, the Kathopanishad says that the chariot is imagined as the Atman, conditioned in samsara, entitled to acquire knowledge and to perform karma for attaining emancipation and for traveling in samsara as a means to reach both. Know the Atman, who is the enjoyer of the fruits of karma and is in the bondage of the samsara, to be the lord of the chariot. Know the body to be verily the chariot, because like a chariot, the body is drawn by the senses, occupying the place of horses. Know also the intelligence to be the driver, furnished with the capacity for determination, because the body is mainly guided by the intelligence, as the chariot is mainly guided by the driver. For anything done by the body is generally done by the intelligence. Know the mind and its characteristics. So the mind is the driver, the one who's holding the reins.
Mind is the reins.
And he's the one who is supposed to control. So if he doesn't use the intellect properly, he's unable to control the senses, and he's unable to guide the horses and the chariot properly. So I think this is basically the same symbolism that's being used by her in a similar manner, as far as I could understand it.
Nice.
And then the next one is 24th, which is, let me get that straight.
Yeah, very well explained. Very clear.
You may say that तुम्हें शे में शाम गल चे björn tøtis यह björn bed चे तमे Sichum Swami Mushes. So basically she's saying you may say that you may share me. So she says you have the same 6 qualities and I have the same 6 qualities. And Shamgala means Shiva, Shamgala means blue-throated one, which is Shiva. Sebeon, tortoise, and miserable in separation from you. Yohei Björn Bed, so here's the main difference between you and me. And that's why you're the Swami and I'm just a lowly, human being. So I think what she's trying to say is that the 6 things that she's talking about, I think, and I'm not 100%, so there's different symbolisms over the 6, but I think the 6 that they're talking in according to Shaivism is that Shiva has these 6 qualities of basically creating the world, destroying and maintaining the world. Also, Isha Shakti. These are all these different Shaktis that they have, that Ishwar has. So one is also the capability of withdrawing things and of making things understood, And so that's the big I, as or the big S, as you were talking about, the big self, right? And the small self S is the one which is in the smaller version of the big S, which has all these qualities which the big S has, meaning you also have, all your thoughts also have a capacity of being begun, being created, being lost. You have the capacity to create new things. You have the capacity to destroy things. You have the capacity to have Icha, but you have it in a limited quantity, and that's the main difference between you and Ishwar. You basically are the same thing, but you haven't really understood your true self. I think that's what she's trying to say, but maybe somebody else has a better understanding of this than me.
I was reading in parallel what was in, again, the I Lalla English translation, and the translation for the second half of the Vaakh is that she says that you keep your 6 qualities on a leash, and my 6 have strung me along. So I think that's another interpretation.
Right.
It reminds me of the previous Vaakh where we were talking about senses and you're being in your senses, whereas I have let them
go.
Like you control your senses or the senses control you?
I think now we understand how he has and why he has ordered it the way he has. He has ordered it based on meanings and like concepts, basically.
Even in Jawaharlal Bhatt's book, right? He has also ordered it on. One is on finding Shiva, one is on senses, etc. I think that the authors have done their own version, but for the readers, it's like permutation combination of their versions.
For readers, it is what Meera did. For readers, it is what Meera did 5 books.
It can't be this easy. Finding Lord is what they're saying. You gotta work for it.
Pachu galat melan. Meera ithand 5 kitaban maz akh cheez temis nul pat galti. Suju shangit.
Thod ganta lagan. Acha got it to you 21 to 22 pachu kitab chhanne pachu translation pachu should accent ke to use karon Kashmir word ke use karon.
ये schon shangit sei मैं तो shangit छे मैं ऐसे ही कुछ बोल
ना बिचस नहीं shangit just विशाल अगर lights burn.
Okay, love you. No.
नहीं शंगाने.
Okay.
तो भाई 5 किताब पढ़ान. ये शंगाने छे.
All right, next 2 guys.
25, right? I am doing 25 and 26.
Okay.
So 25 is Nath Napan Na Parzonum. That is, Lord, I have never known who I really am, nor you. Sadal Budum Ikui Dihi. I threw my love away on this lousy carcass, or only on this body, and not my true self in its unity with you. Tsubobo Tsimuna Zonum. I never figured it out. You are me and I am you. Tsukus Bukus Bukos Chusande. I only doubted who am I and who are you. And the interpretation is that Lala phrases a passionate testament here to the recognition of the unity between seeker and goal, self and self. Again, I think small s and capital S. She castigates herself for having allowed herself to be blinded to this unity by her body-centered consciousness, and with its emphasis on personality, on individual identity, and also by the constant doubt concerning the true nature of the divine which she previously nurtured. So she was, it's a similar theme that, I kept looking for you, but it's in a way you are there in myself, and I couldn't see it because all the facade was sort of distracting me, and I was focused on the outwardly appearance and not the inner, the true self inside. So it's the same. Then the second one, which is 26, I need to pull up that. It's a different page. And this one is, I think, a bit fun because there is some metaphor in this Vaakh which I was reading. 126. Okay. So this one is, I also have my two books open.
I don't think one cuts. You have to have at least two, if not three is minimum for me.
Yeah. So, okay, so this one, this Vaakh, and actually even the next Vaakh has double meaning. That's what the text says. And yeah, I think a lot of metaphors here. It goes like this. Lachari bichari pravad korum. Poor me, all helpless, I had to make a noise. Nadur chu Hevma. So I've got lotus stalks, Nadur. Won't you buy some?
Heyumna.
Heyumna is like loge mat. Are you not going to have any? Then Firit Dubar Jan Kya Vonun. I came back again and I cried out loud. Pran the Ruhan Hevma. So the straightforward interpretation is I've got breath and soul, two for the price of one. But apparently the double meaning is pran, the ruhan is onion and garlic.
Rohun is na, rohun is garlic.
Yeah.
Pran is what? Onion.
Pran is onion.
Pran ke onion.
Really?
तो गंड क्या का?
गंड जो प्राण जो सा लकुट गंड.
Okay.
Onion. Gandagav onion.
Spring onion. Spring onion.
Lakid gand.
Spring onion.
Oh,
Spring onion नहीं प्राण जो सा lakid gand.
Mini onion.
I'll read out
I didn't know.
interpretations.
Very nice,
Okay.
yeah. Pran
to Ruhan.
Oh my God. So good.
Rohan.
So intelligent.
Ruhan. Okay.
Rohan hai Rohan. Rohan is na one.
Rohan.
So the two English interpretations are I the indignant and clean-handed too asserted before the said boat woman. Nadur was essentially unworthy of purchase. Again, the boat woman responded nobly, Pran and Rohan are worth having, would you buy? So I guess it's a comparison in a way between Nadur and its value and the value of onion and garlic. Now, what the Ailalla book has a little bit of a, more in depth. It says there that the double meaning of this Vaakh hinges on the alternative meanings carried by three words. Nadru, which means both lotus stalk and a thing of no value. Nadir.
Nadir.
Nadir. So, pran, which means both onion and life breath. And onion breath. And
we should not ensure onion breath for sure.
It's good funny meaning, right?
And ruhun, which means garlic, and puns on ruh or spirit, a word derived from Arabic. The opening line is a vivid study in the illuminating paradox at which Lala excels, describing herself somewhat disarmingly as a poor and helpless woman. She makes a proclamation, Lachari bichari pravad korum. In the first reading, she offers lotus stalks for sale. Nadru, stewed either by itself or with meat, is a favorite Kashmiri dish, following this up with an offer of onion and garlic at a discount. The second, more esoteric understanding plays off the sales pattern at a deeper level. The nothing that Lala pitches at the prospective buyer in the marketplace gains significance when she follows it up by offering breath and soul for the price of one. What is on offer is yogic instruction, and through it, the resulting insight into the void, I think Nadir here, and the true nature of reality beyond the world of appearances.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That's a nice one.
I love it. It's very intelligent also.
Yeah.
And actually, like, since I know I've done my 2 Vaaks, but the next one, which also has a double meaning, is on the same onion and garlic.
Yeah, let's do that.
Go for it.
Yeah, do that.
I need to find it in this thing. I have to. It starts with Pranta Ruhan Kunai Zonum. So where is this Vaak? Pranta Ruhan. I need to locate.
अजीब बात है, like how she has like regular जो day to day life में जो use करते हैं, how she has used those things in her spirituality journey, right? Prant Rohan, boat,
I'm never looking at
everything like
Chucky.
चीज में भगवान है.
I'm never looking at being the same way now, ever again. Every time I'm putting it in food.
अभी प्राण लेने में मुझे प्राण निकल जाएंगे. And it's like, it's so weird. Like everywhere she's just looking for her God, and whatever. She हर जगह वही है. She's so focused.
One-pointed
है ना? एक ही प्राण में, गार्लिक में, नदुर में, बस इसको यही दिखता है.
इससे सिर्फ ख्यावान.
as
दीतो सिर्फ रोगन जोश.
नदरूला मार्केट से.
Seriously. And was okay. I found the Vaak here.
Where? Which one? Which book is it?
Oh, the one that Rajendra shared. G something.
Pearson.
Okay. Let's see.
I think Shriji froze. I think it's good.
Oh, it says lotus stalks stewed with meat are freely eaten in Kashmir and are sold in the markets. Meat and nadur. Okay.
Gard bat.
Gard and nadru.
Oh, gard and nadur. Okay.
Gard and nadru.
It's another taste, right?
Nice.
Nadur is valueless. Nadur is the best thing, yaar.
Nadur is the best thing. You can mix it with anything.
No, it's not valid. She's saying that she's saying because nadur goes with the meat and it's like really sought out after, that the ruhun and क्या चीज़ ब्याक onion ruhun तो प्राण दी like उसके ऊपर मतलब चिल्लर like दे देगी like फ्री में उसके साथ. So they can nadur but you're looking for nadur. It is nothing anyways. How are you going to get nothing?
So this one says in her early days, before she had reached a knowledge of herself, she had been offering worthless teaching to the people and had urged them to accept it. Lachar bichar wala line. Then when she learned the truth, she came and urged them to practice yoga by controlling their pran, so that nadi and pran similarity what Shruti spoke of. The pran means vital breath and it exists in the breathing. I think something of that.
Where is the Kashmir Vaakh? Who's reading the Kashmir Vaakh of it?
It's not in Jawaharlal Bhattji's book. So, RP, you found it in the other book?
Okay, this is Prant Ruhun Kunai Zonum Pran Buzit Lebin Asad. So what it says is onions fried by themselves make only an evil smelling mess of no use as food. So the sense is not very great, and unless there is some double meaning in the word soham, the double breaks down in the last. So okay, let me go on the actual. So cherishing the body and devoting oneself to worldly enjoyments gives no profit. The word to eat also means to eat the good things of this life or to enjoy oneself. And that's the double meaning there. In when you talk of pran, who is it? Kuch milta nahi hai. But you like the caramelized onion taste or whatever. Cherishing the body may give apparent temporary pleasure, but even this is mixed with pain and there is no profit in the end. So Lala grasps the fact that thereby discovers the rapture, that the greater truth is Tat Tvam Asi, which is I am the God. It's a Sanskrit verse here. So Prant, Ruhan, Kuni, Zonum, I consider them the same. Pran, visit Lebin Asad. Nothing will frying onion से कुछ नहीं होगा. प्राण visit कहते न कहजे तवे लोबुम soham sad. Soham is soham, yeah, inside of me. Or tattvamasi. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So it's been 2 hours. So I have to head out, but we will discuss on the group on what we are going to do next. But I think we can decide just right now. So what did you finish just now, Shruti? 26?
Yeah, we all finished 6 together. Yes.
26. So 27. So 20 Meera has to do. 20. 20th, 27. Kar Meera tel. 20 to 27. 27. But next kus kare?
Yeah, 20, 29.
Okay. 30, 31.
I will do 30, 31.
Okay. 32, 33.
I'll do that.
Boliyan.
Just calling out roll names.
I know, this is what that is.
34,
Going one, going twice, gone.
34, 35. And
Close to the lady.
36, 37. Chaso मन कर जो तो पोस्ट ताकि याद रहे से नच्चू में. Okay. So 36, 37 चुना मैं. 36, 37, right? Is me.
36, 37 is you. Okay.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thanks for joining, and I think this has been close to our longest session, which we used to have also earlier. But at that time, we used to have 15 people. Now we have gone out of control. So okay, but I think the poems was what took long. So we have 120 more verses left, and if we go at this rate of 12 per session, then we will finish it in 2.5 months. Okay. All right, bye.
That was so abrupt, yeah.
It's ancient with the starting. So nice.
You got me खुश क्यों जोन बाय?
ना
मेरे को लगा कुछ अभी कुछ she's saying we're going to say something enlightening or enlightenment.
Find yourself.
I want to find Amrita ji has given us food for thought. Now whether it is nadr or onion or garlic, figure it out by next session.
Wana kaz one me buy kaz ki mechu boss wana ninkenas buçse yeti buçse afsasman doku buçse yeti buçse praran se you buy उसमें तेमिस खतरे
Chalo.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.